It's Negroni week, so this week I'm sharing with you some of my absolute favourite Negroni riffs, including this, which is the Black and White Negroni. If this sounds like your kind of drink, stay tuned, because this is actually a lot easier to make than you might think. So let's make the Black and White Negroni. So a white Negroni is a modern classic cocktail which takes out the kind of Italian combination of Campari and Italian sweet vermouth and substitutes in Sousa, which is a gentian-based liqueur, and a French dry vermouth, although we're using Cocky Americano today, which is slightly different. It's an aromatized wine, but a traditional French vermouth would be perfect for this. I'm going to show you my take on the white Negroni today, which is a black and white Negroni, which incorporates an ingredient that brings everything together, bridges it all really nicely and adds more complexity, which, as you might have guessed, is going to be coffee. So you're going to need gin with plenty of body and kind of juniper character, so it stands up against the other big flavours. We're going to need Sousa, as I said, our gentian-based liqueur. This has quite a herbal note, which is quite interesting because it's different to Campari, but it does a similar job in there. And then we're going to use Cocky Americano or a dry vermouth of your choice. The coffee element is going to be a filter coffee, which I've actually chilled down. And the coffee in here comes from Colombia. It's roasted by Manhattan Coffee Roasters, and it's an anaerobic natural SL28 variety. This particular coffee has really nice flavours of grape and pomegranate and a subtle floral note, and it just works really well in the drink. I'll link all these ingredients in the description below so you can pick them up for yourself. To start building our white Negroni, you're going to need a mixing glass because we're going to stir this down, and I'm going with an equal parts ratio. So a lot of people, when they make a white Negroni, like to increase the amount of gin in the drink, which makes sense because there's other big flavours in there. But we're actually going to keep this equal parts because we're using a really kind of juniper forward gin, the Colworth Farm gin, and this has plenty of body to stand up to the other ingredients. And we're also going to add coffee, which really kind of takes the edge off the Sousa and the vermouth, just to calm the whole thing down and make it really nicely balanced. We're going to go 30 mils of our Sousa, and this is really kind of herbal, floral, bittersweet, very delicious. To 30 mils of Sousa, I'm going to go 30 mils of Cocky Americano. But this traditionally would be a French vermouth, although Cocky Americano does a really good job of it. Has a kind of nice light sweetness. But you can use any white vermouth for this. It's your call, whichever one you have at home will probably work really well. You want to stir this down with lots of ice for around about 20 seconds. Strain this into a frozen glass with cubed ice. Express some grapefruit zest over the drink for that really nice citrus aroma. And then we're just going to float 30 mils of our filter coffee down the back of our bar spoon onto the top of the drink. Garnish with our grapefruit zest, and there we have the Black and White Negroni. So here we have it. Let's give it a try. Give this one a go yourselves. It's really tasty. I recommend with this drink having big sips, so you get plenty of the coffee coming through, but also the white Negroni underneath it to give that kind of balanced drink, so you get the whole experience. Loads of citrus on the nose. It's got that nice kind of bittersweet thing from the gentian-based liqueur, which is our Sousa. But there's also a really weird, very distinctive note in here of lavender, which is really delicious. It's definitely got kind of florality, got the juniper from the gin, and all those complex kind of grape, tart flavours from the coffee as well. So this is a really delicious combination. The coffee you choose will have a big impact on the final drink, so you can play around with lots of different variations. But for an equal part recipe, the level of complexity in this drink, I think, is pretty spectacular. So if you love Negronis as much as I do, which is a lot, I'll put some of my favourite riffs on the Negroni for you to watch here and here. And if you enjoy this kind of thing, you can subscribe to the channel by clicking just here on my face. So enjoy the rest of Negroni week, experiment with lots of different recipes, and I'm going to keep drinking this. So I'll see you soon. Cheers everybody.